The title of today's conversation is Formgiving, which is the title of an exhibition that you had at the Danish Architecture Center, but also a 2020 book that you published with Taschen during the pandemic. You use formgiving quite a lot, arguing that architects might not have the power of prediction, but they do have the power of proposition. Can you give the audience a quick overview of what formgiving means?
Yes. Yeah, I think I do love actually etymology and sometimes digging a little bit into to words, because we tend to just listen to words and recognize them as names of something we already know what is. But when you dig into it, the original word for design is formgivning, which literally means form giving. And if you listen to it, it's because to design something, whether it is a space or an object or a building or a city, you are giving form to that which has not yet been given form. In other words, you are giving form to the future, because designing a building or a space, you are actually giving form to the world, a small part of the world, but nonetheless the world that you would like to find yourself living in the future. And I think when you listen to that, you suddenly understand that design is not just about aesthetics or style or fashion. It's really about the fundamental questions of what kind of a world would we like to live in. And it's worth repeating that to yourself and to your team and to the people you collaborate with, that each time we are called upon intervening, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in this particular part of the world to make this part of the world more like our dream world.
Interesting. In the book, you also reference a William Gibson quote arguing that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. Who do you think is getting the biggest piece of the pie and who's getting the smallest at the moment?
I'm wondering, you went from cyberpunk to Marxism. I'm not sure, at least maybe we start with William Gibson. The amazing thing is William Gibson is sort of the grandfather, along with Bruce Sterling, of cyberpunk. And cyberpunk is a form of science fiction, whereas a lot of science fiction at the time was much more like far future space opera, hard to really relate to our everyday. And, some would say Blade Runner is an example of cyberpunk. It was almost like projecting a future by extrapolating the present. And William Gibson's beautiful quote that the future is already here, it's just not very evenly distributed. What he means, and maybe we can refer that to distribution of wealth, but I think what he meant was that what you'll find in the future, in a way also, let's say we are 8 billion people on Earth. In 2050, we're probably going to be 10. That means that 80% of the city is already here. That means that future Copenhagen is probably going to look a lot like the Copenhagen we all know. But then there might, of course, be some little modifications. And then it also means that what will really define our future probably already exists in a lab somewhere or in a server room somewhere. There's maybe a new branch of AI, or AI in its current open form. Large language models already existed as kind of a laboratory experiment. Or even if you go and visit our architecture company, you can see on our desks and in our model workshop and on our computer screens images and drawings of what Bhutan is going to be like 5 to 10 years from now. So in some way, the reminder that I think that quote gives us is that whenever we get called upon designing something, life is always evolving. And as life evolves, then our behavior changes, but we still inhabit the same buildings that were built. So each time we are called to design a new building for an activity, as designers, we have an opportunity and a responsibility to listen and to look and to understand where's life going, how is it evolving, and then to use that to draw the contours. So rather than forcing life into the straitjacket of our existing building city spaces, to really understand where's life going and use that as an opportunity to imagine new kinds of spaces that actually fit better with the way life is now.